I'm now going to read to you from my story about people networking incorrectly. I call it unlocking the hidden potential of your hidden network, because networking is the most effective way to get anything you want in life or career. My younger sister, Angela, called me up from Boston where she was working for a tech company. This was like 25 years ago. Sometime during the conversation, she said, "I like my job, but people are telling me I need an MBA if I really want to advance. Was it worth it for you?" I said, "Totally worth it, especially if you go to a brand name school." Angela suggested, "What about the Sloan School at MIT? It's here in Boston, and I think it'll be great if I want to stay in tech." I was a little jealous, having been rejected by MIT myself when I applied as an undergrad. But all I said was, get a good GMAT score and anything is possible. The call ended, and I wasn't at all sure whether she was going to go through with applying to MIT. A couple of months later, she was on a flight to visit our parents in Canada after our father had had a health scare. He actually had a heart attack. On the flight, the gentleman sitting next to her struck up a conversation, and when the subject got to careers, she mentioned that she wanted to get an MBA. Over the course of the flight, she filled in some blanks, that she liked working in tech but wanted to be a manager, that she really loved Boston, that she was an electrical engineer and loved MIT for its reputation in technology, basically endearing herself as she does with everyone she meets. Towards the end of the flight, the gentleman said, "I think you should apply." And my sister responded, "Really? You think so?" And he said, "After you apply, let me know." She asked him why he was interested in knowing, and he handed over his business card saying, "Because I think you'd be a great addition to the Sloan School." And then he added, "I'm a graduate of Sloan myself, and I know the head of admissions." Angela aced the GMAT, graduated from MIT, and has had a stunningly successful career in marketing. In part because she knows what she wanted, was comfortable talking about her goals openly, and got encouragement from a not quite so random stranger. Tom Vosper, UBC's regional alumni representative for Toronto, called me out of the blue a couple of years ago. Until then, I had no connection at all with the University of British Columbia, a school that dramatically improved my own career prospects when I went there for my master's in electrical engineering. I was happy to respond to Tom's cold outreach because of the connection UBC. And we've developed a nice relationship over the years. We share a lot of interests, and I genuinely like spending time with him. Even though he partially represents the dreaded development function at UBC that wants to pry philanthropic dollars out of me, I still enjoy the time we spend talking, and the subject of donations rarely comes up. I know I give a lot of money to universities and other charities, so he knows too. I don't need him to ask. When I'm ready to make a donation, I'll bring it up myself. And therein lies the hidden secret to networking. Network with people who can help you, sure. But other than letting them know what your long-term objective is, don't put them in the difficult position of asking them straight out to hire you, buy from you, or otherwise transact with you. Use the opportunity to learn, okay? Just listen. If they want to interact, if they want to transact, they'll bring it up themselves. If the job is there, if they're impressed with you, they'll bring it up. They know what you're out for, but don't put them in the difficult position of having to straight out say no. As long as there's something that connects you to each other, it's easy to get someone to have a conversation. And very few people do it. Almost nobody does it well. A couple of months ago, my 14-year-old son Jay and I were at my restaurant, Marked, in downtown Toronto. You should visit it. A business colleague of mine came in and started chatting with us, and he asked my son what he was into. Jay didn't hesitate to say he loves hockey, and more than anything else, he wants to get into AAA, the elite level of hockey. I was talking to our server at the time, so I didn't actually pay attention to the conversation. And my son told me afterwards, "Hey, Dad, your friend offered to hook me up with a AAA coach." I said, "What? He knows one of the coaches in your year, your 2009 year?" And Jay said, "Yeah. He knows one of the coaches, and it's a really good friend of his." So I followed up. I ended up having coffee with this coach who's been tremendously helpful in informing me about how the league operates and what Jay needs to do. And then he introduced me to other people who could help me out. So that's another point. As you're talking about things with people who are in an industry, say, you want to get into, ask them, are there any other people that you should talk to? People. It's easy to introduce people, especially introduce people that you like, to other people that you know. The key thing, the thing hardly anybody does is just talk about themselves without making yourself seem desperate or needy, right? When I sold audiobooks.com in 2016, I was sitting on a pretty large pile of cash and needed an investment advisor. Out one night at a local bar known for its vodka selection, my friend Kevin came up to me and asked, "You're looking for an investment advisor, right? I have someone you should meet." We then walked across the crowded dance floor and found his friend Dean Calling, who runs a financial services practice out of CIBC Wood Gundy. Kevin introduced me saying, "Dean, this is Sanjay. He likes to have a good time," which is a pretty accurate description. I shook Dean's hand and I said, "Hey Dean, pleased to meet you. I hear you're an investment advisor." Dean then responded with a statement that built my trust more quickly than anything else he could possibly have said, and made him the custodian of all my wealth a few months later. He said, "Buddy, we're here to have a good time, not to talk business. We're here to have a good time, not to talk. We're here to drink, not to talk business." What kind of a self-respecting salesperson doesn't want to talk business? Well, I'll tell you, the successful kind. There's a side story here about how I got my first sale in a proper sales road when I finally figured out the guy I was trying to reach loved to golf, and I invited him out to a golf game and promised not to talk business. That was how I got the deal. So, yeah. Just talk about something else. My sister didn't ask a stranger to get her into MIT. I didn't ask the AAA coach to get my son onto his team. Dean didn't ask me to invest with him. If it works out, great, but it doesn't matter. I'm happy to connect with people that I like and respect. I talk and I learn. Sometimes I drink vodka. I have a massive network and I get requests all the time to help meeting someone, help somebody get a job. I hate these requests. It's just, I hate them. It puts me in the awkward position of either recommending somebody that I don't know or just flat out saying no. Or what I do is I'll lie. Sorry, I don't know that person that well. Unless, of course, it was you that asked me, in which case I actually don't know that person that well. Just ask for a conversation while telling me what you need in broad terms, high level. I will help if I can, if I like you. Nowadays, it's easy to use LinkedIn to find people who share interests, alma maters, or who work at companies you're interested in. When you reach out, mention the connection and that you'd appreciate a conversation to help you learn about an industry or a company or a job function. Never ask for a job. If they talk to you like you and there's a job, they'll make the recommendation without being asked. It's all about visibility. So get out there, tell people what you want, and have some interesting conversations. Me? I want to help my son with his hockey aspirations, and I need some hockey clout. You'll let me know if you have Wayne Gretzky on speed dial, won't you?